Hi, I'm Jane. I love to garden. I live in Utah up against these Wasatch Mountains, and I'm borrowing my neighbor's view right now of her beautiful tree. Isn't that pretty? I love fall and all the fall colors, and then you got to see my mountains. So pretty. In this video, I am going to show you what I brought inside before the hard frost killed all of our plants. And also today is November 1st, so I'm also going to show you what I'm going to be doing with some of these plants that I brought inside, and also along this same section that I've been working on in the last month. I have some more plants that my sister gave me from her land. She's selling her land that she bought 6 years ago, way out on the other side of Tooele. And it's, you know, it's bittersweet, but I'm really grateful to get some of these plants in my yard. So please come along, let's see what we do. Still haven't had my surgery. My next appointment's in December, and I am running out of patience. But we still have some beautiful weather. The mountains got clobbered with snow, but we've yet to have snow in the valley where I'm at, up by the Wasatch Mountains, East Sandy in Utah. So let's just enjoy the weather while we got it. Come along. My teenage son just dug all these out for me, and all these are labeled. Those are labeled, and these are not labeled, but I wanted to show you. Look how little! Look at the size of this little tiny tuber. It has everything it needs, and it comes all the way up to a baby plant. Not cute? Look how cute. A little baby plant. And yes, I am going to plant that. This was my peachy fuzzy one. So it was labeled Vanetti, but that was wrong. I'll show you a picture of what it looks like. I loved this one. So what happened is it came back. Go ahead, Ethan. So he's gonna dig this tuber out for me. I forgot to dig it last year, and it stayed all winter, and it came back, but it took forever to bloom, so I do want to pick it up and dig it out. We got a pretty good sized clump. Yay! Oh, 2 clumps. So this is the mother right there, and then it went into 2 or 3 clumps right there. So overwinter, and he's trying to see if there's any more clumps. So let me show you how close we are to the house. So right there, and then my front door is right there. So it's a pretty good distance, you know. That's where we missed it last year. So I'm a zone 6-7, so we possibly could keep things in, but it did not bloom until October. So I want to dig it up, bring it inside, start it early, see if I can get blooms earlier. Especially since I loved what it looked like. I have some pink flagging tape, and I'm going to label these dahlias before I bring them in the house. So let me show you how I do this. So this one says Caitlin's Joy, and this one says, the tag says Caitlin's Joy. So I'm just going to try to tag them all together, and then I will bring them in. But this way they have the same. The whole clump has the same name. And I can actually write it here too. Caitlin's Joy. And I'm going to do that to all of them now. I'm working with the dahlias, and I wanted to show you what Marn did. Here's the mother, and look how many. Made a whole new clump. I think that's pretty cool. And then I think my biggest clump came from, gets crazy. Look at that. Here's the mother. And then yes, it's still covered in soil, but look how big the clump is. That's pretty good. And then again, this came from one of the tiny ones. I didn't have a label on it, but look at that. And I'm getting them labeled so I can bring them inside and play with them during the winter. These ones over here did not have names on them, but if I get in here, I might find some names. And we've got little ones like this that turned into more of a dwarf dahlia. See, all these different sizes of dahlias. Does this have a name on it? I don't know. And then these ones are labeled. And this one was that glorious peach one. So I called it Peach Fuzzy One until I can figure out. I can look through what I've ordered in the last couple years to see if I can find a label for it. But chances are, because it was an Ivanetti, some rotten stuff, take off the rotten. But I'll worry about that inside. So this dahlia, if I can't find a name on one of these tubers, that's the mother, so I might find a name on that. Otherwise, I'm going to cut all this off and just label it dwarf, because I know it's going to be a smaller one. And then this is what I'm left with without any labels. So I'm not quite sure what they are, but I might still pot them up. Okay, these are my polka dahlias, and I would like to pot them up. You know, reused pots, reused tags. I didn't even take any of their roots off. I'm kind of lazy and in a lot of pain this year, so in they go. And then my Lindsay Lou is gonna give me
a pot full of dirt.
And my Lindsay is gonna give me a pot full of dirt. That'll work for now.
Like I
and
said.
Then we're just gonna make a mess and cover it up. So hand me some more.
On it.
So I need more light in this room. I'm working on that. My son's gonna help me, but for this video, it might just have to be dark. I wonder if there's a way I can make things lighter. I'm sure there is. Oh, thank you, Lindsay. Yep. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw the tags in here, and I am not going, maybe one more of those. Maybe, no, actually that's fine. I am not going to water this yet. About a little bit more. That's perfect. So I'm taking this vermiculite and I'm going to put it in the bottom of this cardboard box. In the corner of the sunroom, these are some of the plants that I brought back in. These are the Tradescantia, a little bit of coleus, some more Tradescantia. This came in, but I don't know. It's a potato vine. I might have to watch that. I did bring in a dwarf tomato called Gloria's Treat Dwarf. I'll have to look into that and see, because if it gets too big, it's not worth having in here. But it's also worth, over the summer, taking cuttings of tomatoes. So I also brought in and repotted some geraniums. There are 4 here, and I'm not sure if all the colors are the same. Over here, I have my quick, really fast dahlia tubers. So I labeled them like you saw earlier, and then I just quickly, so they wouldn't dry out super fast, put some saran wrap over it. That is just to hold me a couple days. I live in a desert, guys, so even just a couple days, they shrivel and they're just done. And I don't have, my back hurts too bad to do a lot, so I did not get rid of all the soil. In this back corner, I brought in some begonias. This is a new to me plant. Many of you guys have grown begonias before, but I thought I am not gonna let those die with the frost. They are just way too pretty. Here's another one. It's like a peachy. And then a more Tradescantia. These take very easy cuttings. And then I don't remember what this one's called, but I got that one. On the other side is a little bit of the, I'll put the name on the screen. In this corner we have some more of the striped one, a little bit of basil, 3 things of basil. So for the time being, I do have a little bit of space in this pot because I pulled something out. I'm going to take, and I'm going to pot up something super simple like this. And I just got snagged on a, a tomato plant. So I'm just gonna dig with this pretty soil, and I'm gonna put it in just like that. Actually, I'm gonna go deeper than that. And I'm gonna try not to rot this out. So I'm not going to water until it comes up, because this is pretty moist because I just put water in this basin. And so these plants are happy. Like this is a really happy basil, and these guys, I just didn't want them to die out. But I don't know what it's called, so I'm just gonna have it grow and then take cuttings throughout the winter. Even geraniums you can take cuttings from. I'm just taking some of this dead off because we don't need to. It's just easier for the plant with the dead off. So it's kind of dark in this corner. I don't have these lights on yet, and kind of a dirty, dark room at the moment. But if you spray your plants with insecticidal super soap, this one is the more organic option, then you don't bring all these bugs in. So let me give you an example. Honestly, super simple. Just spray them off like that. And if you have a plant like a begonia that holds on to the leaves, in a minute you could just shake it off. But that way you're not bringing all these nasty bugs every time you overwinter a plant. So I hope that helps. I don't think I'm going to do it to the basil because we eat that.
I just wanted to say that I found this.
Turn it over so we can look at it.
Oh, sorry, wrong way.
Bellflower? So we could winter sow that one, but it is a little early, or you can pot it up and just start it.
It is purple.
Oh, it's purple. That's why you want it. You could pot it up. See the lights behind you? You could pot it under a pot and just grow them inside, but you have to baby them because it's kind of hard for me to get in here all the time. Hi, Lindsay. Are you going to want to put your seeds in? So she's using my mom's walker because that's what I'm using for my back pain. So go ahead and put some soil in it.
That's what I call a big bloom.
And you probably don't want to put all of them in the same one. How many of these cups do we have?
Like 100.
Do you want to put 4 little cups out and then put some potting soil in it, and then you can? So she just found even tinier pots. Show it in the camera. So set those out, get some potting soil in them, and put the seeds in it.
Look at actually how tiny they are.
They're for succulents. And some of the succulents died, right?
Oh.
Well, I didn't mean to make it bad. But see, I reuse everything. All right, go ahead and start putting the soil in.
What you first want to do is go put some dirt inside of it.
Of course, Lindsay found her little tools.
They were supposed to be my mom's, but little
took over.
Did she know they're mine.
Did you take over?
Cute.
Silly
Right?
you.
You're too cute. All right. This won't work. I'm gonna use you.
Yeah, that scoop's a good one.
I wish there was something to cover the backside.
Do you know what that is?
It's a
Yeah, that's it. It's a bloop, so you can put it at the length that you need. A dibbler.
You call it a zoop?
Yeah, it's a
bloop.
A zoop.
Ethan is our peanut gallery in the back.
And to rake.
Oh, you have to rake it. So, these little tools, show the green ones, came from the same pack on Amazon with, I'll show you the other ones in a second, but these, I honestly don't know where they came from. They came from someone else, so I can't link those at all, but if you can find some cute little tools for your grandkids or your kids to play with, it makes it so much more fun for them.
And then they'll actually want to help you more.
True that. Say it again.
And then they'll actually want to help you more.
True. So it says surface sow, so if you put those seeds too deep, they might not work. So even though that dibbler's kind of fun, you might not want to just...
Went too deep.
Alright, grab a little pinch of those seeds and put it on top.
Went too deep. are no help. You are kind of help. And I'm going to use, not the rake right now. I'm going to use you. So tiny.
I know, so just a tiny pinch.
They
and
look
then
like
sprinkle them on the top.
ants.
They do look like ants. Tiny sprinkle. Yep, you got some in your hand? Just sprinkle them on top. Now do that for all your little pots. Did you realize you put it in one of these pots and not one of your little black ones?
Yeah, this one is going to grow bigger. I want it to grow bigger.
Okay.
Now don't we have to put a little bit of dirt over the top of it?
Very little. It says little. That'll work. Good job. So how are you going to moisten it? The dog is drinking behind us. Can you hear?
It's like...
How are you going to moisten it? You could either put water in here or a container and let it moisten up that way. Or you can spritz it with a... Okay, that is for my cuttings. It's really expensive and it's kind of...
I was just wondering what it was.
So it's rooting. See how it has roots right there? It's a rooting gel for the roses.
Ah, okay.
So how much fun is this?
Dig.
I'm out here soaking up the sun, getting some vitamin D on November 1st. I'm waiting for some of my kids to help me dig, so I could be here all day. Just joking. This is what I need. My sister gave me some of these plants. I'm by my back door. See that borrowed view like I was talking about? This is my backyard. I'm by this fence that I have been working on for a month, and here is a cart full of free plants for me from my sister, which is the best because now they are sentimental to me because they came from my sister. Knockout rose. I think this is a rose that she just pulled out of my yard. I don't know if she meant to give it back. And here is a sentimental lilac. And so, you know, it looks kind of burnt. It'll be fine, you guys. It'll be fine. Just get it in the ground, water it up. Here is a butterfly bush. This one is called Black Knight. And if you look just beyond, I have the same one there, but I love it so much I wanted it. And she was willing to give it to me. And then on this side, we have a smack bush, a black smoke bush, and then the last plant over here that we need to put in the ground is called a viburnum. And I'll write the name on the screen of the exact viburnum it is. So these plants have been sitting in here for 2 or 3 days. This is a good amount of water. So I need my son, I don't know if it's, I think Josh is helping me today, or Kim. We're gonna start digging some holes and get these in the ground, and then the pots go back to Dinah. But I need to get them out of this water. I don't want their roots to rot, but I would like them to get soaked up and use all that water. I live in a desert. I soak my plants because I live in a desert, and even though we're getting some moisture here and there, it's a very, very dry climate, and I don't get humidity in the air at all. It's only every once in a while we get some moisture. Sometimes we'll have a crazy storm and it'll drop everything at once, but gotta see the mountains. I get distracted by my mountains. Do you guys have a spot in your area that you love? I mean, back east, all those beautiful trees are probably looking a lot better than mine. Sometimes we go from hot summer, hot dry summer to brown fall. And then sometimes we get to have a beautiful fall, which we're having this year. We weeded out a butterfly bush on accident. Where I live, they're not weeds. So we need to get that in the ground too. The root has been soaking for a little bit. So I'm gonna put it over here. Okay, I'm gonna show you where my son Josh put some plants for me. So this bed is not super special, it needs a lot of help. My dogs are trying to get a ball. So we've got what, you think you need a ball in the middle of the weeds? And then we have this one right here. So we stuck them all in this bed so that we could water them really easy. Hi, honey bunny. The next day, Ethan helped me cover all the plants with some broken down wood chips to help with mulch and to help with nutrients. So that was very kind of him. Look at our mountain views in the background. This bed does need a lot of help, but we're working on it. Or Ethan is at the moment. Normally I would be doing most of this work, but I'm dealing with a back injury this season, so I'm very grateful to my boys and some of my girls that come help me garden and help with my mental health. I get chip drops for free in the area, and then the broken down wood chips that have been sitting for a while make wonderful mulch, make wonderful nutrients, and you can even plant in them when they're this broken down. Eight bushes in this bed over here. And yes, it needs a lot of help over here, but it's going to be beautiful. So the viburnum is behind the fire pit right here. I'm going to take a lot of cuttings from my favorite peach rose. Okay, let me get in close and show you what this rose looks like. Oh, I love this rose, so gorgeous. So I want to take cuttings that have spent blooms, which we have plenty of spent blooms. Okay, I've got a lot of rose cuttings and my dogs are having a blast. Okay, I've got some rose cuttings. All of these are from Queen of Hearts. And then I have some. So my daughter set me up on this little Tykes table that I work in. I am sitting in the sun over here working on rose cuttings. So I think I'm going to use these this year, and they're really, really simple. You guys probably have them. You have this, then you have the lid. I have some water jugs to put some in while I'm moving things around, Clonex, some Fiskars, and gloves. And this is where I'm sitting. Those bushes need to be taken out. But look up by my beautiful mountains. Okay, so I decided to do 3 seed modules. We'll see how many I could probably even do more than that. But the problem with this size is that I have to keep them, I have to keep them to this size. I also have 3 of the trays, 3 of the lids and their little humidity domes. And then I'm going to take these into potting soil, because that's what I have right now. And then I'm going to dunk them into Clonex and then into there. Show right here. So my daughter brought me some potting soil. Say hi, Lindsay.
Hi.
I'm going to start preparing these cuttings, and I will show you a couple different angles so that you can see what I'm doing. So first I got to figure out how long I need these to fit into these little module cups. How high does the lid go? This is not going to be very big, so I think I'm only going to be able to take it there. Okay, so this is the size that I'm going to need to make for these little modules so that they can still have the lid on them. And then I'm going to dump them into Clonex. So I'll get up close to this, hopefully you can see this. Can you see that? I'm going to go right under a leaf node. And then I'm going to go above a leaf node here. So here's another cutting. And I'm going to take off all these and take off these. And I'm going to cut there. Go just below a leaf node. Can you see how I just went below a leaf node? Okay, let's see what we got here. I'm going to take this off too. That little heel. Can you guys see that? This time I'm going to wound. I'm going to wound it a little bit right here. In the house they go. I tied the ribbon on to hold them tight, and make sure to spray fungicide. I hope you enjoyed this video of what I do when the frost hits. Do I stop gardening? Nope. Do I stop playing with my plants? Nope. I get out here as much as I can with a back injury at the moment. But get outside, even though we've had a frost. If you can still dig, you can still plant. So get those transplants in. Move around plants if you need them. Get them nice and watered. Also, if it's too cold to be outside, take things inside. You might not have a lot of room, but maybe you have a table. Right now, all I have is a table until we clean up that sunroom, and then I'll have more space to play inside. And I said I wasn't going to do a lot this winter because I'm not feeling well, but also my family is going on a cruise in January, so we won't be here. So who's going to babysit my plants that I'm playing with? Anyway, we'll see you later, guys. Bye.